In this video, we are going to look at the units of measure. I can call this the measurement layer. And we have opened our Toyota axle bearing. And remember that in the previous two videos I have mentioned to you that we are going to come back to this, what we have here. So this input says default unit of measure. And what this stores is that it stores the smallest unit that you track this item in. So it is very, very important that you remember that. This is the smallest unit that you track this item in. In most businesses, you find that you are buying items or inventory in one unit of measure and you are selling in a different one. For example, you are buying in cartons and selling in pieces. So what you are selling in here is what you are going to put here. For example, for my case here, numbers sound good. So I am buying this in numbers. I am selling this in numbers. So this is the smallest unit of measure that I have. Now, if you come down here where my cursor is hovering, I have units of measure here. So this is where you define the conversion factors of the units of measurements that you have. And the first row here, you leave it there. You notice that it has the same unit of measure that we had here, numbers, and the conversion factor is 1. Let's say, for example, you buy the axles in cartons. So we just need to come here and say carton. It's carton written like that, I believe so. So if it's not doesn't exist, you can just create it. And of course, ERPNext allows you to create it directly from here. So before I save it, let me actually show you something before I save that. Let me open this in a new tab and I go to unit of measure. So UOM. So, there is a box here. So we have a box here, but let's say we want to name it carton to be specific. So I create my unit of measure and then I edit in full. There is this checkbox that we have here. So let's say, for example, this is carton. This must be a whole number. What this tells the system is that you cannot transact in anything that's not a whole number. So you cannot say 0.5 of a carton. And for example, for a carton, you want to be able to do half of a carton, right? So this one must be kept unchecked. But for something like a piece or a number, 1 unit of a Toyota axle bearing, you cannot have a half bearing. All right. So let me save this and I go back here. I go to numbers. So let's do number. And for numbers, that is supposed to be checked. So for numbers, we want to have it in full. We cannot have 0.5 of a bearing, right? So this is very important. When this is checked, you are not going to be able to say 0.5 of an axle. And when we have this one here, the item that we just created, the unit that we just created, we called it, I think we called it carton. For the carton, we cannot say that, we can be able to say that we want 0.5 of a carton. So then we come here and we put our carton. And we say, for example, we have 12 bearings in one carton. If you have more units of measure, you can define all of them here. And the system, in this case, which is ERPNext, is going to automatically manage the rest for you. So you can have things like pieces, liters, kilograms. You can see the units of measure is rich, and also it is not cast in stone. You can also create your own. So, if you have the units of measure wrong, for example, if you put these conversions here wrong, what that is going to do to your stock is that it will first of all be wrong. Number 2, you'll have wrong valuations. And number 3, of course, if those are wrong, it means even your profit numbers are also wrong. So please make sure you take your time to confirm this with your suppliers, so that you have correct numbers there. Never guess conversions. In the next video, we will decide where this item lives. So we are going to look at warehouses, and we are also going to explore stock controls.